Good morning, millennials.
Welcome back to The Toast. I am so excited to be in LA, first of all, and second of all, starting the week off with an amazing list of co-hosts. And I will say, I think today's is the best, but I will say that every day. Today, I am joined by comedian, podcaster, father, Sebastian Maniscalco. Welcome.
I like that you threw father in there. It's nice.
I was going to say daddy, but I thought it might be weird. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me on a Sunday. I just got done golfing, so.
Oh, God, you golf?
I'm not like Mr. Golfer, but I kind of. What do you have a?
I have a husband who golfs like in the dead of winter. We live in New York. He will golf in December. He seriously leaves me all the time to golf. I take it personally. I find it like I got married to have someone to hang out with all the time. I'm alone every weekend, and I like seriously have a hate so deep in my heart for the sport. So it's good to know. It's good to know.
Okay, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
I am not one of these golfers that abandons my family.
That's good.
And has a simulator in the house.
We live in an apartment, so that's not an option.
So, no, I like golf, and I am in the process of joining a country club. So,
yeah.
I'm pledging.
Are you good?
No.
That's the thing. My husband leaves me all the time, and maybe once a year I'll actually see him golf. He sucks. So I'm like, you're not even getting better. And we don't have kids yet. So I know you're a father of two, and so obviously like your time is much more precious. We don't have kids yet, and so I say go. Because when the day comes, you'll never golf again. Never.
Yeah, it's hard to reel that back in though. I would start.
You think?
Yeah, it's listen, it's a great game. It's nice camaraderie with the guys, this, that, and the other, but yeah,
it's a slippery slope.
It's you gotta maybe once a week you go out, you knock it around, especially with a family. I just don't have a lot of time to do it.
Yes, you're extremely successful.
It's not even that.
You are.
Well, thank you, but it's more of the sense that I got two small kids.
Of course.
I want to be around. Like I had Tball today. We went to go and see them play Tball, or my son play Tball. So I want to be there for these moments.
Yeah.
So it's
and
hard.
tell me about Tball. As a sport, I played it as a youngin'. I found it to be extremely difficult, actually. And I know it's supposed to be easier than baseball, right?
It's boring.
And do you find it frustrating to watch?
I mean, I like it because I only like it when my son gets up, and then the rest of the time I could care less. But yeah, he's only 4 and he's getting into sports. So
Love that.
I had a father that wasn't really there watching me play these sports in the beginning. So I've taken I'm like, you know what? I want to kind of be that dad that's participating.
You bring snacks?
I mean, what?
Do you bring snacks?
Snacks.
To the game?
Not yet. However, the snacks have changed over the years.
Oh, well, you live in LA too. Are they like green and organic?
No.
Oh.
Junk food.
Really?
Today's snack was donuts.
No, but from an organic bakery.
No, this was this was not like green
I'm shocked.
Smoothies. This was a donut with like cereal on top of the donut.
Oh, yeah, like a trendy donut.
Yeah. Growing up, we had orange slices and apples.
What sports did you play? I played soccer. We always had orange.
Soccer.
Oh,
yeah.
We always did orange slices. Capri Sun,
orange slices, apples, and our turn isn't ready. We haven't done our turn yet.
Right.
What do you think I should bring?
See, I don't, like I said, I don't have children, so I don't know what the kids are into, but I know that 4 is like I don't know, like, do they even eat solid food at 4? Like, I literally don't know much about children.
Wow, are you lost? Yeah, they're eating solids at that age.
They eat solids.
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of vibe do you want to give off? Like, what do you want the other parents and the other kids to think of you? Do they want you to think like you're like a cool house, like somewhere they want to hang out, or do you not want kids in your house?
Well, I'll give you an example of what I did when my kids first started playing sports.
Mm-hmm.
I brought a beautiful meat and cheese tray
No.
with boxed wine
For the parents. Of course. That's classy.
And they were stunned.
Yeah.
Stunned.
Yeah.
And I don't think they appreciated it, so I stopped doing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a choice. It's a choice. And I love that you used it as an opportunity to, show off your heritage, which I know you're so proud of.
So proud.
Might I suggest pizza bagels? A little bit more kid-friendly, but still very Italian.
That could be. A lot of Jews are in the
league, I'm sure.
Are in the league, so that could not a lot of Italians though. But yeah, I think that not a lot of Italians out here in Los Angeles, especially at the school that my kids go to.
And is that something you're worried about?
You know what? This is the problem I have. I have 1 foot in the past of how I grew up, and I got 1 foot in the present, and I'm trying to balance that as a parent.
I actually feel like that's a really relatable thing. Like a lot of people like wanting to like bring the things that they had growing up into their kids' lives, but also like wanting to do their own thing and like be modern and progressive.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
Yeah.
So I just flew in, by the way, and I watched Unfrosted on the plane because I've been wanting to watch it. I love Marjorie Post, and I loved seeing you in it. It was such a good movie. I loved it.
Thank you.
And I wonder, first of all, everyone was in the movie. It's like if you weren't in the movie, you're absolutely irrelevant, nobody. And I'm wondering if when you got the call that you were going to be in it, you felt like relieved. Like, because it's kind of like if you're not in that movie, you're like, what's the point? Pack it up and go home.
Right. This is my experience of the movie. It has nothing to do with the actual movie. I got to the set. I only did like a day, I think, on set. And they gave me a vintage suit because it's like a 1960s, whatever kind of period piece. And I'm doing the scenes, and I start to smell BO coming out of me. Now, I don't have BO.
Oh, okay. That's just a fun fact about you.
Yeah, this is a fun fact.
Okay.
Like, I don't wear deodorant, anything.
What?
No.
That's really crazy.
Don't have it, though.
No,
Now,
I'm not doubting you.
Would
I'm just saying, it's like, are you okay? I feel like BO is like, it's annoying, but it's obviously like your body's working, you know?
I sweat.
Yeah.
I just don't emanate stench.
Okay.
Now, if you don't wear deodorant, do you smell?
I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, I'm a human being. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
If I don't wear deodorant, I will smell.
Okay.
Not like the worst smelling ever, but like, you know, really sweet. I think some people would describe it as like
sweet smell.
Gorgeous. Yeah. I think that's what someone would say if they smelled it.
Okay.
Like, I'm not disgusting. I'm not disgusting.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying some people don't emanate like an odor when they perspire, and I'm one of those people.
I didn't know that.
Okay, well, now you know.
Yeah.
And I've never actually told anybody
Exclusive.
that. But exclusive here. Thank you. Tune in. That's worth at least 3 views.
1,000%.
So I'm starting to smell. And I had to tell the rest of the cast, I said, listen, if you start smelling BO, it ain't me, it's the suit. The suit was smelling.
And how do we know that for sure?
You don't know that, but I know that because I live with myself.
Right. And you don't think it was like some late in life BO development?
No, because it hasn't occurred since then.
That's pretty amazing. I feel like you should be studied by like science.
No, I don't know if guys, do you guys smell? Does anybody else smell when they?
I don't think.
Yeah.
You don't smell it if you're not wearing. Yeah, of course.
Oh, you need it.
Yeah. Well, we all think we smell great, by the way, but reality is different.
This is not only. My wife says, "Wow,
I've never heard of
smell."
that.
Okay. Anyway, I don't smell.
But
anyway.
I'm Jewish. We have like a lot of bodily like functions. Like all of our bodily functions are always working at all times. Like we're never not gonna poop. Like we're never not gonna smell. Like it's a very Jewish thing. So maybe I'm limited in my ability to understand that because of my background.
Okay. Well, maybe you can't relate to not smelling. But anyway, the whole experience for me doing Unfrosted was telling everybody it ain't me, it's the suit.
The movie was amazing. I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
And you were great.
Thank you.
Do you watch your own specials?
I edit my own specials, but I don't watch them when they come out.
Interesting.
So I kind of know what they look like before they hit the screen. But yeah, I don't like to watch.
Well, let me ask you a question as a man. Like, what's your relationship with your body? Like, are you a self-conscious person? Do you like the way you look? Do you like hate the way you look and you can't watch it, you can't hear your own voice?
It's not so much the look. It's going back and looking at it going, I wish I would have done this.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done that. And there's a lot of wishing.
Very critical.
Yeah, critical, like analyzing the performance rather than like, I don't really care about what I look like or any of that. It's more about the performance.
That sounds like it must be nice.
Yeah.
You have had so many specials like for so many years that are super popular. What's like the one thing people, when they come up to you, they quote?
A lot of people like the doorbell bit. I used to do this bit about going to the doorbell now and opposed to when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Chipotle, a lot of people like the Chipotle bit.
Aren't you embarrassed?
Aren't you embarrassed?
That's my favorite.
Yeah, everybody likes the kind of the titles of it. What's wrong with people? but yeah, I've been fortunate enough to have some of these bits that people like to kind of repeat.
And they go viral.
And yeah, which I had no idea this was even happening early on. I was talking to Andrew Schultz recently about it, and he said, that's kind of how I found you, through the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know what was going on. So I was so focused on doing stand-up comedy and doing these comedy clubs.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what was going on the internet. But on the internet, about 10 to 12 years ago, apparently, there were a lot of these videos were being shared, and I wasn't necessarily aware of.
And you were like behind that. It wasn't like a promotional thing.
No, it wasn't me. It was other people.
It was organic,
sharing it.
yeah, which is amazing.
Yeah, which was nice to know. Like, you know, in the world of the internet, and I want to go viral, and I hope I got to do this video. Sometimes the more you concentrate on going viral, the less it happens.
Yes.
And sometimes when you don't pay attention to it, it just happens kind of out of the.
Well, that was one of my questions for you, is like, to me, you're so old school, but like, you're obviously like, you have millions of followers on social media. Like, what is your relationship with social media like? And does Sebastian Maniscalco have haters?
My relationship with social media, I don't know. You know, I try and find out, where do I fit in this ecosystem of the internet? Me being, 50 years old, the internet, social media tends to be more of a younger kind of genre. The only thing I really focus on is doing like my stand-up and coming up with material. And if I put that on the internet and people enjoy it, then fine. But as far as like me sitting at home going, okay, what video?
You don't consider it like that.
I just don't. I feel like sometimes when I do that, it feels like a little forced.
Fraudulent, yeah.
And I don't want to do anything where I feel like I have to do it just because to be relevant. So, and as far as haters, I'm sure they're out there. I don't really pay attention to a lot of commenting or whatnot. I'm not saying I don't look at the comments. When I do something, I look at comments more for, are people vibing this? Are they gravitating towards this? And in the midst of that, you'll see, fuck you. But, you can't make everybody happy.
No, you can't. And one of my favorite things about you, and I think what we were talking about prior, is like, I'm a Jew, you're Italian, there's so much convergence. And a lot of your stand-up talks about that because your wife is Jewish.
Yes.
And I would absolutely love to hear like all of your thoughts on Jewish culture, specifically Jewish food, which as an extremely proud Jew, like, I'm woman enough to say, like, I think our food stinks. I hate our food. And I think your food's amazing. I love your food. And I would love to know what you think about my food.
Well, my brother-in-law is from Israel, and I think the Israeli
it's different. Yeah.
is Jewish food is so far superior than the kind of American Jewish
really
food.
Eastern European food, like shtetl and a tefka energy. I agree with you. Israeli food is delicious. It's Mediterranean. It's fresh, But I like American, and also like all the people who brought over like their Eastern European. It's not for me. Like gefilte fish. What are your thoughts?
I haven't had it. I've seen it, and on sight alone, I don't want it.
By the way, I've never had it either.
Okay.
Because it's disgusting looking. Like, it's who would see that and be like, yeah, that should be eaten.
Yeah, I like a bagel. I like a lox or what have you. But I mean, I that's another bit people love, the Passover bit, especially the Jewish people. Give it like an outside take on Passover.
And we just celebrated Passover. Did you partake?
My wife is not really that Jewish that we're sitting down for Passover. I mean, we do Hanukkah and what have you, but Passover, not necessarily. If we're with her mother, we'll do it. If I'm with my sister, we'll do it.
Passover's a deep cut.
Deep.
Oh, your sister is also Jewish?
Well, my sister's married to, but she didn't convert.
Got it. Oh, that's so interesting. So you're truly surrounded.
Surrounded by Jewish people.
Have you ever felt compelled by the Spirit of the Lord to convert?
No. Okay. I'm not super into religion, so I never really had the urge to go Jewish. But I love to participate in the holidays. My kids love Hanukkah, and we do the prayers and what have you. But
and what have you. The prayers and what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun. I mean, I whatever religion you are, we're not like a family that's like. I mean, my wife is Jewish. She went to Catholic school because it was a better school. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Was that your phone?
That
Someone's
was
phone
I have an
You have an Apple Watch.
Sorry.
No, leave it on.
Let me
Wait.
hide that. Apparently that
Tell
ain't
me about
cool.
your, by the way, Apple Watch.
Wait, could you be 50 and be wearing an Apple Watch? That's a good question.
I think only 50-year-old people wear Apple Watches. And by the way, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you wear your Apple Watch on stage?
No.
No, but what about the steps? There are so many steps in stand-up. Does it kill you not to get the steps?
No, I actually did that one time on stage just to see how many calories I was burning.
And
I think it was 460 calories I burned in a set.
I think if an average comedian burns 400 calories, you probably burn 1,000. Like, you are the most physical. That's really what you're known for, like your crazy ass facial expressions and your body. And I do wonder, because you really move and you wear tight clothing. Have you ever had an incident? Like a pants rip, like anything?
I just ripped my pants last week, but this wasn't doing comedy. This was at my 7-year-old daughter's birthday party.
Okay,
ripped my jeans.
That's
and
amazing.
do you know how fat your legs gotta be?
I actually do know
denim?
how fat your legs have to be. I used to be extremely fat.
You were fat?
Huge.
Like, what are we talking? Like, weight-wise?
Like, I have recently lost about 60, depending on the day, 60 to 70 pounds.
And what are you doing? Are you on some type of drug? Or?
Yes. Oh, I was on Ozempic.
Okay. So let me ask you about the Ozempic. Now, were you telling people you were on Ozempic in the beginning? Did you gradually move into that? How did that
So
work?
glad you asked. I told nobody. And then, like, I was literally so fat for so long. And then one day I'm like not fat anymore. And people were like, question mark, hello, what's going on? Everyone was like, she's on Ozempic. And I would say 3/4 through my journey is when I decided to share. And of course I put it on my Patreon because, you know, this is a business.
So you revealed on Patreon that you were on pharmaceutical medication.
Yes, and there were so many. I actually had such an amazing experience, really seriously, with the drug that I felt like I wanted to share. Because, like, if anybody was thinking about it, I highly recommend. Today's episode of The Toast is brought to you by Caraway. Jackie and I just got back from Dear Media's event in Austin, and we met the Caraway team, all the Caraway girly swirlies. We had the best time. We got some more product. They made us custom cookies. You know how much we love a custom cookie. And we are so excited to, you know, keep working with them. They're an amazing brand. We love their products. Jackie literally would seriously die for her Caraway pan, me as well. Especially if you haven't gotten into Caraway yet, might I recommend the Paracotta Minis Duo? The minis are a great way to get into it, especially also like me, I live in New York. I don't have a ton of space. I love the minis. And Paracotta is this gorgeous. It's kind of like a pink. It's, I want to say maybe like a dusty mauve, if you will. It is one of their new colors. It's so toasty. It's so cute. And I love the minis. The mini duos is the perfect way to introduce yourself to the Caraway brand. If you don't have a lot of space in your kitchen as well, like me. And if you aren't familiar with Caraway, let me tell you, it's non-toxic cookware and it's made modern. They are made without any toxic materials like PFAs, PTFE, PFOA, and other hard to pronounce chemicals. It's easy cooking, so the ceramic's naturally slick surface means minimal oil or butter are required for slide off the pan eggs and easy cleaning. They are super well loved. Over 65,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen. Now it is time to try it for yourself. In order to get the Paracotta Minis Duo for 25% off, you have to go to carawayhome.com and use our code TOASTMINI. So that has changed. Reminder, I know a lot of you guys love to use our code. The code is TOASTMINI for an exclusive deal. Remember, you must order in the next 24 hours. In order to receive that discount, that's code TOASTMINI to get 25% off your Paracotta Minis Duo in the next 24 hours. Caraway, it's non-toxic cookware made modern. Today's episode is also brought to you by Dreamland Baby. The theme of today's sponsors are Jackie's favorite things. You guys know Jackie absolutely loves her Dreamland Baby products. Seriously changed the game when it came to keeping her kids asleep, getting them down. It's basically gonna get a deeper sleeper for your baby with their weighted sleep sack. You know, as an adult, I feel like everybody loves their weighted blankets. It's that sort of thinking and that sort of technology, but for your bebe. They're made of quality materials. They're very soft. They hold up well, wash after wash. Yes, when I was at Jackie's house being a number one auntie, I did the laundry. And let me tell you, those Dreamland Baby sacks, oh, they washed real well. They're easy to use. They have a 2-way zipper for fuss-free diaper changes, and their CoverCalm technology evenly distributes weight from shoulder to toes for exclusive Dreamland Baby products. You're gonna love it. There's gonna be a visible difference. I remember like the difference in Jackie's personality when she started using Dreamland Baby sleep sacks. She really was getting so much better sleep at night because her babies were getting better sleep at night. There are so many benefits of gently weighted sleep sacks. It's gonna relax and calm your baby. It's gonna help them sleep, and it's kind of like a hug. You know, I feel like a lot of adults I know, and myself included, use weighted blankets. Why? It can de-stress, it can make you feel calm, and it can really make it feel like a big hug. And that's what your baby needs, a big hug. But sometimes you want to put the baby down and go to sleep yourself. So throw on the Dreamland Baby Sleep Sack, and you're good to go. Now, of course, we have a code for you guys. You're going to get 20% off site-wide when you use code TOAST on Dreamland Baby. That's 20% off site-wide with code TOAST. Now, speaking of mothers, today's episode is also brought to you by Macy's. And let this be your reminder, Mother's Day is coming up. And I'm sure a lot of you are derelict in your daughter duties and you haven't gotten your mother a gift yet. Well, enter Macy's. It is May 12th, Mother's Day, for those who don't know. Macy's has the perfect gift guide to make picking something for mom easy this year. Shop by price, so you can go $25 and under, $100 and under. You can shop by category, so if you're looking for a fragrance, you're looking for handbags, you're looking for more. Or you can shop directly from their gift lists. Like they have lists for the mom who has everything, gifts that are already wrapped, ready to be gifted, and of course, something for gran, because you can't forget your gran. They sell amazing things. Like you can get creative. Of course, you think Macy's, you think clothes, you think beauty, you think fashion, everything. But you can also get Beats headphones. You can get a digital photo frame, a Polaroid camera, a Samsung Smart TV. So head over to Macys.com/gift finder for all different ideas. Also, like, don't feel bad if you forgot. I'm not going to lie. It's been a busy week. It's okay that you forgot. But now, listening to the toast, as you should, here to remind you, Mother's Day is May 12th. And if you need a gift, anything for any type of mom in your life, whether it's your mom, a mom in your life, like I do have to get Jackie a gift, head over to Macys.com/gift finder. Whether your mom's a fashionista, a tech queen, a homely woman, is she looking for something for the home? I don't think that's what homely means. Head over to Macys.com/gift finder. And especially if there's a mom in your life who's a new mom, make her feel special. So go to Macys.com/gift finder and find the perfect gift for Mother's Day, May 12th, by the way.
Okay, so when you're on Ozempic and you're taking it,
I love how you just like lit up with the
well,
Ozempic.
I find this fascinating because
Yeah.
I'm seeing myself. A lot more people admit to me that they're on Ozempic, and then in the beginning, I feel like everything was like a secret.
Of course.
People were like, "Oh no, I'm just running."
Yeah, I am running, by the way.
So, are you still on it?
No, I've been off of it since November.
Is there a personality change? Did you feel depressed, happy? What was the vibe?
That's a good question. I have actually heard people who had that experience. I did not have that experience. That's because you can't keep a good turdy down. Like my personality is going to shine through. I don't care where I am, you know?
Okay, so your personality wasn't affected.
No, unfortunately.
Is it one day you feel like, oh, I'm not hungry? Or is this a gradual, like, I ain't gonna have the side?
It's not gradual. Once you start taking the drug and it takes like 2 days to really kick in, it's not that you're not hungry. You still have X amount of meals per day as much as you were having before, but your meals are just significantly smaller. It takes a lot less food to keep you full. And throughout the day, there's just not as many cravings, you know?
Okay. And did you look like emaciated in the face? Did you have that kind of like
Ozempic face.
Yeah, did you have that?
I did not. And that is a myth.
That's a myth.
It is.
Oh, everybody that I've seen on it don't look right.
Well, who are the people that because I think that a lot of it is just age.
Could be. It just seems very kind of hollow.
Well, that's if you lose too much weight, which unfortunately didn't happen to me. But if you do lose too much weight, like I think with even if you're not on Ozempic, your face, you get that gaunt sort of skeletal look. Yes, for sure.
And now that you're not on it, have you maintained your like, okay, now I'm just going to have this or that?
That's a good question.
Is it difficult?
I completely overhauled my life. So I'm eating and acting totally differently. I work out at like 4 to 5 times a week now, and I eat much healthier. Since November, again, depending on the day, I've gained between 4 and 7 pounds, which I'm pretty proud of.
I mean, you look great.
Thank you so much.
I didn't know you back when you were a tank.
I was
but
I was
now
amazing,
that you're 70 pounds
Snatched,
lighter,
yeah.
you
Do you struggle with your weight?
I do.
You do?
I do, yeah. I do.
I would never guess that.
Well, I mean, as I grow older, it's just harder to lose the weight, and my body has been. I've been dealing with some sciatic pain, but recently went doing Pilates, which has really changed my life. So, yeah, I do struggle with. I love food. I really, really enjoy food. I really love enjoying a nice bottle of wine. So, I just have to monitor that.
Mm-hmm. And like seeing yourself on camera, does that mess with like your body image at all?
Not necessarily on camera. It's when I am naked in the mirror looking, going, wow, am I old?
And by the way, you have like an incredibly good looking wife.
And she is very, very attractive.
Like
and
snatched. She doesn't look like she's ever taken Ozempic.
No, she is
perfection.
An ex-gymnast.
Me too.
So, you did gymnastics?
Yeah, when I was like 4, I really could do a round off like like nobody else.
Okay, so it stopped at 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, Paul Rudd, are you familiar with Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
He was my gymnastics teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't have that like fully confirmed. It's just the way that I remember it. I swear to God, the guy like was Paul Rudd.
Oh, okay.
But I have been meaning to meet Paul Rudd, and I feel like you probably will meet him at sometime soon. And if you could ask him if he ever taught gymnastics on Long Island, it would mean the world to me, for real.
I will pass that message along.
It was like in the Clueless days.
Okay.
Amazing movie.
Okay.
You ever seen Clueless?
No, never saw it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a period of my life I didn't see movies, I think, for 12 years. I think I tapped out of the whole movie game. I didn't see a lot of the movies I should have saw. Like, Napoleon Dynamite, never saw that.
You know what? I think you're far too skilled as a comedian to have watched that movie. I think it's like, seriously, like my husband loves it. And you don't need to see it.
Is your husband Jewish?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's also on Ozempic.
Was he a tank?
No, but he's like 6'1". He holds it better. He was like Chubbs, but not like it's so unfair. You know, a man, you can be huge and no one even knows, you know?
Did you go on it together?
No, I went on it first. My situation was much more dire. Let's just say that. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now you're, I want to say, a very famous Italian. Of course, there are famous Italians all over. Is there a meeting?
Of Italians?
Yeah, like famous Italians. I know my friend Brian Kelly, there's a meeting of famous people with the last name Kelly.
Oh, no.
They have annual meetings.
I don't know of any Italian meetings. There might be happening. I just might not be invited.
Oh.
But no, I'm not part of any Italian group or supporting any type of get-togethers.
Got it. And so one of my favorite Italians, and actually I was talking to you on social media this morning, and she loves you. She's always leaving comments on your Instagram. And I do wonder, do you know Teresa Judice?
I think I might have met her at a show. She used to come maybe to the Atlantic City shows.
I'm obsessed.
She maybe met her. Doesn't her husband do comedy or try to do comedy?
Oh, okay. Well, let me explain. Teresa Judice's brother is married to a woman, and her brother, Joe, does stand up. You are correct about that. Okay. So it's her brother. It's Melissa's husband. You watch Housewives?
No.
Does your wife watch Housewives?
No.
You're so missing out. No, let me tell you.
There's not a lot of watching in the house.
Really?
No.
Just because, like, kids, life,
we
work.
just got a dog. That's been taking
such a blessing.
Never had a dog before in my life.
Really?
First ever dog. I'm 50 years old.
What kind?
It's a Labradoodle.
So cute.
And it's a doll, but it's a lot of, there's a lot of time invested in, it's like a baby.
Yeah. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy. His name's Luigi. And,
I would expect nothing less. Why not Mario?
What's that?
Why not Mario?
I don't know. I felt like Luigi was more of a dog name.
I love it.
Mario, I don't know. Mario was never brought up, to be honest with you.
I love Luigi. I love that for you. And I'm a dog mom as well. And let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart.
What's your dog?
It's such a long story. So now that you asked, in December, I lost the love of my life, my 6-year-old Cavalier, Theo. And about 2 months ago, I got
I'm sorry. Is that a dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Theo is the dog. Sorry.
I don't know what a Cavalier
King
dog
Charles
is.
Cavalier. It's a breed. And I recently brought a new puppy into my life. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm struggling to connect.
With the dog?
With the new dog.
He don't like you?
I mean, it was more that I don't like him, He's not Theo.
Oh, so you're comparing the dog.
Yeah, gotcha. Theo was taken from me very soon. He was only 6. He had a very, very, very crazy cancer.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Back to Teresa Judice. I know that you watch Love is Blind. I know that about you.
Yes, I watch Love is Blind.
I would love to know why that show, because you said you don't watch a lot of TV. What drew you to it?
Love is Blind is the only show my wife and I could watch where no one asks any questions. Like my wife, generally, when we watch a movie, she'll go, hold on, pause. Mm-hmm. What's the thing? And then I got to go, hold on, let me find out what's going on. There's a lot of like pausing. With Love is Blind, it's so like
mind numbing.
Yeah, it's like, all right, this girl likes this guy and vice versa. There's not a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah.
That's why we enjoy it.
I love that. I like how your podcast voice is different than your stand-up voice, but I just got a little bit of the to do.
Yeah, I generally my performance voice doesn't really work well on a. But I'm not gonna go. And what you think? I'm not.
But is that what people want from you? Like, do you find that annoying? The people they're like dance monkey. That's what they think. I feel like they're sitting next to you at a dinner party that you're gonna be like that.
I don't know what they're thinking or what they expect from me, but I don't know. I feel like if I'm in a normal conversation, I'm not gonna like performance it up just because it doesn't really. It would be totally out of character for me to like go into a full like
voice
facial expression performance. It's more of like, I don't know. It's more of like you gotta
ease into it.
Yeah,
but you also have your own podcast.
I do.
And do you like being a podcaster? I happen to love it, but it's not for everyone.
I haven't figured out the podcasting business part of it.
Really?
I started podcasting out of the sheer enjoyment of talking to my buddy Pete, and there was no expectation like to monetize it, or it was just basically a phone call that we recorded once a week. And it's 12 years later, and I'm like, all right, you want to have some guests? We never had guests because we just felt like our back and forth was just the entertainment.
Agreed.
So now we're involving guests, and some podcast listeners that have been with us since day one are like, we don't like the guests. We like it just you guys. And then some people are like, no, we love the guests. So we're in this kind of weird situation where we enjoy doing both, and hopefully our audience will kind of grow with us. But no, I mean, podcasting is like something that I never like set out to do. It just kind of happened by accident.
I feel like it really goes hand in hand with comedy. So many comics have podcasts.
Love the way, I gotta tell you, and you're doing it so subtly, but I love the way you're tapping the iPad every time it goes off just to get it brightened up again. I don't know if you guys are picking this off.
Let me tell you, I wish I figured out how to put the setting on where it doesn't fucking lock, but now I'm stuck here tapping the iPad because I have amazing questions for you and I don't want to forget a single one of them.
I just love the way you're just kind of like, yeah, I know. And then you just, every once in a while, you just hit it.
Not me thinking you were about to compliment me on like my podcasting skills because we were talking about podcasts. No, it's just me tapping the iPad. Thanks so much, Sebastian Maniscalco.
That is a skill to tap it and act like it's not even happening, but go ahead.
But I obviously wasn't doing a good job because you caught it.
No. I'm very hypersensitive when it comes to that.
I love your podcast clips. They're always popping up on my TikTok. And you have so many followers on TikTok. And I do wonder what your thoughts on the platform are. It's kind of like this polarizing topic.
What, the TikTok?
TikTok.
Okay.
And you have young kids too.
I don't have any of my kids on social media. I mean, they're really small. And I don't really have them watching any YouTube or any of that stuff. I don't have TikTok on my phone. I don't look at TikTok. The only thing I look at is Instagram. And let me get your take on this since you're a young, hip person.
Oh, not you calling me young. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm guessing you're under 30.
For the next month, yes.
Okay. So you're like piped in.
Extremely.
What's your take on Facebook? Is that even somewhere you even go? Or you have a page?
No, I don't. It's not somewhere I go. It's not somewhere I participate in. But I do understand its place in media. And especially, I understand its value, seriously, when it comes to selling tickets. It's used especially for like paid media. And I know you have like a big tour coming up. I think there's a place for it. And I also think, who are we talking about? Who's the Facebook for? Who's your demographic? Who would you say is the average person who comes and sits in on your show? How old are they?
I would say between, I don't know, 30 and 55, 60. That
Facebook
group.
might behoove you. It might benefit. I'm sure you use it for all different types of things. Do you have a page?
I have a page. I don't necessarily like interact a lot on the page, but I think it is like my mom will call or send me Facebook posts. I never really get a Facebook post from like someone like yourself.
A young person.
Yeah.
Right. But at the end of the day, like a 55-year-old person, a ticket sale is a ticket sale. They need to be spoken to
absolutely.
too.
No, I mean, I definitely think there's a place. I'm just wondering
I don't
from
think you should be like posting photos of yourself like, hey guys, it's Sebastian, like what's up? Like to your friends and family. Like I don't think you need to do it in that sort of way, like a social network. But for work, I think there's value there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I just don't think a lot of kids, and I call you a kid just because
I love it. Say it again. Child.
The younger generation is on Facebook necessarily.
They're not. I don't even think they have an account. Like I don't think they ever signed up for it.
I don't think they do either.
So you're extremely busy. Like I said, very successful. You have a show Bookies on Max.
Yes.
You are always on the road and you have this huge tour coming up where you're kind of like setting records. And I wanted to get your take on that. So forgive me, I might not get it 100% right. You're doing 5 shows at Madison Square Garden, and that's like the largest comedy event ever done at MSG. Is that correct?
I believe so. Like I think so, yeah.
That's like so crazy. How does that make you feel?
I'm very flattered that a lot of people in the New York City tri-state area want to see me do comedy, and that's always kind of been my bread and butter, that part of the country, the Bostons, the Philadelphias, the what have you, because for whatever the reason, I think there's just a lot of people that kind of grew up the way I grew up. Culturally, they understand.
Yeah.
I talk about family a lot, especially my overbearing father, which I think a lot of people in that area could relate to, just because, you know, a lot of people immigrated through New York City and have that same type of family structure. But I don't know. I mean, listen, when I got into this business in 1998, when I came out here, I never thought, I'm going to sell out this, that, and the other thing. It was never like I never dreamt it. I just only dreamed of doing stand-up for a living,
like making a living. Yeah.
And now that it's kind of grown to where it's grown, you know, it's just nice. It feels really, really good for me just to put, you know, just smile on people's faces, especially nowadays where
dark times.
Yeah, I just want to make people forget for an hour and a half of what they're dealing with on a day to day. And the fact that many people are going to come see me in New York City is I'm flattered by.
No, it's so major. And when you do something like that, obviously it's a great success career-wise, also, you know, financially. You buy yourself a gift? Like, how do you celebrate?
You know, I don't buy a lot of things. My celebration comes more out of experiences and going on vacation, or
Love.
My wife and I going on a weekend or whatnot. So actually, we were just at the Hollywood Bowl, and I didn't have a watch on. I didn't have my iPhone watch. I did the show with Jerry Seinfeld and Nate Bargatze and Jim Gaffigan. He's like, "Oh, you don't have a watch?" And I'm like, "Oh, you know, I don't really. You know, I have a couple of watches. It's not really my jam." But they were asking me, "Do you collect anything?" Because people collect,
watches.
Whether it be shoes or maybe you have a car collection. But no, I've always loved throwing really nice birthday parties or stuff that we could like remember.
I love that.
Yeah.
And when you so what is it, like 50 shows on this tour you're doing, right?
Right now it's 50. I think it's either 54 shows or 54 cities. I think it's 54 shows, but then we have another group of shows. 56. Wow. You know, whispers in the
dark
gallery. 56 shows, and then it's going to be, I think, 94 altogether when we announce the second half of it. And
it's obviously a huge part of the job, just like being on the road and traveling. But like, are you a good traveler? Like, you know,
I think I'm really good at traveling.
Really? You got your TSA, you're so in and out so quick?
TSA, whatever you need to kind of get through that experience fast, I have. I also, I love to pack. And I pack the same way when I'm leaving a city than when I'm coming. So
that's nuts.
My suitcase don't look disorganized. Different. So if you opened it up at the airport, you wouldn't know if I'm coming or going.
That's extremely mature of you, first of all. I think by the end of the trip, we've all just sort of given up and we're just throwing it in. And it's all going to get washed when we get home anyway. But yeah, there's always that element of perhaps your bag getting taken and perhaps your dirty underwear being shown to the world. And it's humiliating.
When you pack after a vacation and you have laundry, where do you pack the laundry? Is it in the mesh kind of, or
it's not in the mesh, by the way, because the mesh is open. Like the mesh is going to still get everything dirty. I love this question. And I have thought for years that I should go on Shark Tank and invent some sort of like dirty underwear product. I don't know. I'm sure of the technology yet. What I currently do is I always take the laundry bag from the hotel. You know, they have like the little plastic one. I wrap my shit in there and I throw it in the suitcase.
Okay, that's what I do.
I think it's a good method. Do you agree?
I am totally with you.
I don't know of a better one currently, but I'm open.
I'll even go as far as this, taking that bag of laundry and if it's small enough, putting it in the front of the suitcase where it doesn't even connect with the rest of maybe a clean pant.
No, that's living in the future for sure. The bag that I'm currently thinking of doesn't have a front pocket. It's like a hard shell one, you know?
Oh, okay. Are you a carry-on or check-in?
Amazing question. For this trip in particular, I'm gone for a long time. I just came from Austin and I had a lot of like things going on. So this is a checked bag type of trip. I check a bag twice a year, max. I'm a little bit of a nut when it comes to overhead bin. Like I prefer.
Okay. I gotta ask you this question just because we're asking questions about me and the comedy, but I gotta throw it back at you.
Please. One of my favorite things, talking about myself. I wish you would ask more.
Did you always want to do podcasting? How did you get into this?
Such a great question. It's kind of a tale as old as time. Let me turn my iPad off. I started a show with my sister. So I normally host this show with my sister, Jackie. She's off for the week and I'm doing guest co-host like yourself. And she and I'm one of 4 sisters. We're super close. We've always really been into like pop culture and celebrity obsessed. And that's just like was sort of our hobby growing up. We love reality TV. We love celebrities. We love reading tabloid magazines. And I started, making content on Instagram and I got an opportunity to do a show a bunch of years ago on Verizon. They were like, we want to give you a show, whatever you want to do, digital show. And I was like, all right, great. Let me bring my sister. We started it and we called it The Morning Breath. And it was kind of going to be this like play on a morning show, basically The View for young women, millennials. But we weren't going to talk about anything serious. We were just going to talk about like The Bachelor and really dumb stuff like that. And over the years, that show got canceled, but we loved doing it together. So we did it independently. This was like 6 or 7 years ago. And we changed the name to The Morning Toast. And now it's just The Toast. So it's like sort of evolved over the years. I never like sat down and was like, my dream is to be a podcaster. No, I think when I started podcasting, I didn't really even know what it was. We were a web show and people would leave comments. Could you rip the audio from here and make it a podcast? And we were like, sure. So we uploaded it on like all the podcast platforms. And now it's a show that people mostly listen to. But we also, as you can see, record it visually as well.
Okay. You got 4 siblings.
Yes.
All sisters.
Yep.
The other 2.
Yeah.
Are they looking at you two going, entertainment?
It's an amazing question. So we, in addition to doing this podcast, we have a small podcast network where we produce other shows. And of course, when it came to talent, I said, other 2 sisters, get involved. They both are failed podcasters. They didn't even like doing it. I don't even know how long they did it for, but they gave up on it completely, totally. Like whatever the opposite of nepotism is, like the lazy energy was radiating. And a lot of people ask also, has it caused any sort of divide within the sisters, 2 working together, 2 not? It has not at the current moment. I don't want to jinx, but it hasn't.
Okay.
But it was a good question.
No,
you have any other questions for me?
Right now, no.
Okay, you let me know.
We'll get into it.
Support for today's episode comes from Thrive Market, our go-to for all of our grocery and household essentials. The convenience of ordering everything on their website or their app and getting everything delivered to our doorstep is a huge stress reliever. It's also a huge time saver. It's also a huge back-breaking saver because carrying groceries from your car to your front door is not for the weak, okay? But we don't have to do it because Thrive Market just ships it all in a box and it arrives right at your doorstep. So you're going to save time shopping as a Thrive Market member. You're also going to save money on every single grocery order. On average, we are saving over 30% each time. They have a price match guarantee and a deals page that changes weekly. So if you're looking for things and you want to save money, head over to the deals page. You'll find something amazing. What I love most about Thrive Market is the way we're finding new companies and new products and new snacks specifically that I hadn't heard of previously. They just have amazing brands that are new, some that I had heard of, some that I hadn't. And I love using Thrive Market as a way to just expand my horizons. As you guys know, this has been the year of me saying yes, trying new things. I ate a Brussels sprout the other day. It was kind of major. Thrive Market has been really helpful in my journey to trying new things. And when you join Thrive Market, you are also helping a family in need with their 1-for-1 membership matching program. So you join and they are giving a membership. It's amazing. We're all winning. And of course, we have a discount for you. So save time and money and shop Thrive Market today. Go to thrivemarket.com/thetoast for 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/thetoast, thrivemarket.com/THETOAST, thrivemarket.com. That's 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. Today's episode is also brought to you by Vegamore. I am always trying to do right by my body. And, I was extremely vulnerable. A lot of people were applauding me for being kind of the voice of my generation last year when my hair started shedding. And I was really open about it. It was one of the worst things that ever happened to me. And if you've gone through it, or if you are going through it, once you see those strands in the shower or all over the floor, you freak out. I did the Vegamore Grow Serum. I still do it. I think it's the most amazing product. And a lot of people do serums, but a lot of them make your hair really oily and then you have to wash your hair every time you use it. And I use it every day because consistency is key. What I love most about the Vegamore one is does not make your hair oily. I massage it into my scalp, I let it dry, and then I can seriously style my hair. If my hair is already styled, it doesn't ruin it. I think that's the biggest benefit of this product. Also, it works. Stay consistent with it. So that's why having the subscription is amazing. Their value kits, like the Grow Essentials kit, where you get to try more than one amazing product at a great savings. So when you sign up for the monthly subscription, you're going to save more. And most importantly, you're never going to run low on the products that you need to take care of your hair. being consistent with it every single night, massaging it into your scalp, add it to your routine. You will see results, and it's just such a good feeling to like start taking care of it, because once you see, like for me, I had so much scalp visibility by like my forehead. Seriously, it was like the scariest, worst thing that ever happened to me. Give your hair the power of the little pink bottle with Vegamore. For a limited time, Toast listeners are getting 20% off their first order by going to vegamore.com/toast and using our code TOAST at checkout. That's vegamore.com/toast, code TOAST at checkout. Thank you, Vegamore, for sponsoring today's episode. So your tour is called the It Ain't Right Tour. And I just have to say, love the name. I'm always saying, it ain't right. It ain't right. And I want to ask you some things. Tell me, is it right or is it not right?
Love a game.
I love a game. Me too.
Love a game.
Me too. It's giving like Watch What Happens Live, low budget energy. Okay. Reclining your chair on an airplane. It's a hot topic.
That is a great question. I've been guilty of doing this. I was a big recliner in the beginning. However, over time of travel, I do not recline anymore, just out of respect for the person. So it ain't right. It ain't right to recline.
I'm at a place in my journey now where if the person in front of me reclines, I have no choice but to recline. I'm not going to suffer for some asshole behind me who I don't even know. Like, if the person in front of me doesn't move, I won't move either.
Okay.
I think that's a good policy.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't? You're doubtful of my policy?
I've often suffered for other people's happiness.
That's big of you. I'm not going to lie. I'm not that girl.
Okay. That's fine.
Like, I need to live, and I'm prone to migraines on planes. It's just like something I deal with. So I gotta put me first.
Okay.
All right.
As long as we're on an airplane, I'll give you one.
Okay.
It ain't right to watch a movie with no headphones on the airplane.
Who the fuck? You travel with serial killers? I've never seen anyone. Actually, I've personally never done that. I want to go on record. I'm extremely normal and cool, and I would never do something losery like that. It ain't right.
Okay.
What's the point?
No, I've just seen like people like fire up a movie,
right.
Especially kids.
Okay, kids. Okay, wait. Kids, that's interesting. I think sometimes it's enough, it stimulates them enough to shut up and just watch without headphones.
You gotta have headphones. My kids have headphones when they're.
You're rich, so maybe some other people
doesn't cost much to get a couple of headphones for the kids.
They actually give them out for free on the plane. So.
Yeah.
All right, is it right or is it not right? Tipping culture.
I'm not into this.
The iPad.
You go to the dry cleaners, and I'm tipping 20% for the guy to put the. Tipping is reserved for servers, bellmen. Taxi, not every day. You know what they're doing? The businesses are hiring the employee and saying you get a base salary plus tips, and they're passing on this salary to the consumer. Mm-hmm. And I'm not into it.
I agree, and I think they're paying their employees way less. It's inhumane. But let me tell you where I think tipping culture reached this sort of boiling point was the iPad. And you're standing in front of this person and they're basically saying, oh, you don't think I'm valuable. And like when they're staring at you and they flip that little thing, like what are we to do? We're human beings.
I stare back.
You do. You won't back down?
No. I mean, if there was something that was done, especially now, everybody thinks they're going to get a tip just for breathing.
Yeah, no, it's
all right.
facts,
you give me something. Maybe you tell me something. Maybe we have a nice interaction and I'll give you a tip. But when you got a scowl, and this is the problem I got with the whole AI. Everybody's like, "Oh, AI's taking jobs away." Well, maybe if you fucking smile, maybe we wouldn't need the AI.
It's an amazing point.
Yeah, so I'm not into the whole tipping for nothing.
So you're saying it ain't right?
It ain't right.
Okay. Destination weddings.
We had one. It's right.
You had one?
Oh yeah.
Where?
Napa.
Okay, let me ask you a question now. I have a million questions. Because I think there's a way to do it right. You need to provide for your guests. The second they get there, everything really needs to be, you need to have a Friday night plan. If it's a weekend, Friday, Saturday, whatever the wedding is. Tell me about the schedule of your wedding. Tell me everything.
If I remember correctly, this was 10 years ago, we did have a family dinner, which was just the families, like the brothers, the sisters, the parents, the grandparents. Then we had a rehearsal dinner party. Then we had the wedding, and then we had a brunch. Mm-hmm. So all 4 days there was activities for them to do. And some of the rooms were paid down, so it was a little bit more affordable for people to stay.
Oh, rich. Okay. I think that's different. I think that's different than inviting someone and like not providing food and everyone's just sort of like jerking off until the wedding. And I think there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. It sounds like it was lovely and I would have loved to have been there.
I think you would have really enjoyed our wedding.
I'm sure. Was there food? Like, that's all I care about.
Food, yeah, the food was dialed in. The wine was exceptional. It was my wife's family, and this is documented, has money. And
obsessed. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Well, that must have missed that on the iPad.
No, literally. Wow.
So it was done well. And I come from middle class, northwest suburbs of Chicago. So I make fun of a lot of the things that my wife's family does.
Obsessed.
Because they're a little over the top. At our wedding, instead of table numbers, I can't even believe I'm going to tell you this. Exclusive. Another 4 views. Instead of the numbers on the table, there was ballerinas with balloons that had the number on the balloon at each table. Holy
Are you saying a human ballerina? Like a lady was standing there?
Yeah, there was 14 ballerinas.
That's classy.
Classy.
Oh,
that
wow.
was jokes for years.
No, of course. That put the kids through college.
My father, who's an immigrant from Italy, was asking me how much per ballerina. Because he gave some money to the wedding, and he said, "Did my money go to the ballerinas?"
Honestly, it's a good question. And did you ever find out how much the ballerinas were paid? And did you have to tip them?
No, I don't know that. I can find out, and the next time I'm on the show, I'll give you that information.
You're always welcome back. Are you having a good time, by the way?
I'm having a fabulous time. Listen, this is a Sunday for the viewers. Yeah, this is a Sunday at 5:30.
It is.
Generally speaking, podcasting doesn't happen on a Sunday at 5:30, but right now, I would rather be here than anywhere in the world.
You don't have to love it. It's so sweet. And I do want to say, I appreciate you letting everyone know that like we're working so hard like on a Sunday. We're amazing. We are the hardest working people on the planet. And thank you for bringing that up because I didn't want to, but you did. So I appreciate that, you know?
Are we here for me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Great. I thought we were here for you, but
No. I would never make something about me. I'm just like, I'm kind of like a fly on the wall. You know, sometimes I don't even know, especially after the Ozempic, sometimes people don't turn to the side. They don't even see me.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you for coming in for me.
Wait. How did you meet your wife?
I asked my personal trainer at the time, his name's John. I said, "Do you have any good-looking girls you train?" He goes, "I got one at 6 a.m. in the morning." And I'm like, "Well, that's kind of early." I said, "Well, put me in at 7. I want to check her out on the way in." And I saw her and I was like, "Oh, wow, she's really attractive." So I really poured on the Italian. I really came in strong. I would get ready to go to the gym. I would put cologne on, baby oil, the whole thing, right? Dripping with baby oil.
And she loved it.
And no, she didn't know what the hell it was. Okay. She's from the South, Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, wow. Never seen anybody quite like me in the sense that I wasn't her type. Mm-hmm. You know, at the time, this was 15 years ago, I had they called it a gel mitt. I had
a gel mitt.
Full gel, sideburns down.
That's wild.
Yeah. Reeked of cologne, and that's the way I came into the gym thinking, she's gonna love it. And it was a hard sell. It was a hard sell.
Right. But thankfully, you know, it's on the inside that matters.
Yeah, I persevered.
I love that.
It's amazing what laughter will do to somebody.
Is it right? Cold plunging. Big thing here.
I have a cold plunge.
Oh, wow. He's really sold his soul.
I sold my soul, and I have stopped cold plunging until I get a full physical because I have the type of luck. I have this type of luck where I'll cold plunge and they'll find me floating in the cold plunge. And like, what happened? He had a heart attack because he had a heart condition. Yeah. So I'm not cold plunging anymore.
So you get cleared.
Yeah.
Do you find living in LA, like you're susceptible to these like wellness trends? Do you do a lot of those things? Or is because cold plunging has transcended wellness, I will say, like everyone, and I understand my husband loves doing it. I get it. Do you find you're all often doing these types of things to feel well?
Yes, I find myself doing these quote unquote trendy things. I had my buddies visit me from Chicago last year. I put them in the cold plunge, and it was like giving Superman kryptonite.
Oh,
Their body didn't even know how to behave.
Yeah.
It's
a shock.
It was a complete shock to their system.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was living in Chicago, I probably wouldn't be doing half of the stuff I'm doing.
What's the most LA thing about your life?
LA thing.
Or like the thing you'd be most embarrassed to tell your friends from back home?
Well, I tell them because I know they're going to rip me to shreds. Periodically going on the newest fast.
Oh.
That's very LA where it's like, oh, what are you doing? Prolon eating.
Sponsor of this show. Make sure to use code TOAST.
Oh, well, that's how popular this show is. Prolon hasn't even approached my podcast.
Did you have a positive experience with it?
I did. I did have a positive experience. But again, this is something that you tell the guys from Chicago that you're not eating for 3 days or a couple olives before night. Yeah. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Come home.
Yeah.
So yeah, but my wife spearheads a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So since we're a couple, she's like, let's just go on a fast. I go, oh, okay. So now I got to go on a fast because she's not going to be eating, and eating is very communal in our house. So I can't sit there and knock down a T-bone while she's having, 3 grains of salt.
I want to ask you one more question about your wife. You guys take amazing photos together, and something we talk here on the Toast about, me and my sister basically use this as a platform to complain about our husbands and their inability to take photos of us, for us, with us. And of course, the one photo we take together that I end up liking, like his eyes are closed. What is your relationship with your wife? Because I also was looking at her Instagram and, she's got some amazing photos. Are you a good Instagram husband?
I wish the photo I want you guys to see is the photo of her asking me to take a photo.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, come on. And I'm begrudgingly take the photo. Mm-hmm. But my wife, thank God, because a lot of the times you look back at the photo and go, oh my God, you remember that moment. Mm-hmm. Especially with the kids too. So I don't like taking a lot of these photos, but my wife insists on it, and I'm happy that
you're better off.
Yeah, better off.
My final It Ain't Right for you before I let you go on this gorgeous Sunday evening, because we're working so hard. Is it right? Pickle Ball.
Yes.
I love.
I took up pickleball about 5 years ago on the road when it wasn't even popular.
Yes. Where were you playing?
I was in the ground on this. We would go to whatever city, Cincinnati, Ohio. Uh-huh. Where do we got pickleball? And we would go to a gymnasium with old people and play pickleball. And then I had this injury. I don't play, but I have a pickleball court at my house.
Rich. I love that. Oh, he's got a pickleball course in the Ballerinas.
Rich.
The more I learn, the more I like.
Is that your
No, I just
you should get T-shirts. Just rich. Love it.
I love that. I have absolutely had the time of my life with you.
It's over already? Jesus.
I mean, it is. Unless you have any questions for me, I think that's a great way to end.
Oh, I'm gonna have a question for you. I think let me give you It Ain't Right question.
Yes.
Hold on, let me
ruminate on that.
Ooh. So you've been married how long? Wow, it's really a great
We've been together for 10 years, but maybe
10 years. So this
significant. 11 actually, yeah.
So this is your high school sweetheart?
Like my freshman year of college.
So you haven't dated anybody since freshman year of college?
No.
Wow, that's impressive. Mm-hmm. I just had this conversation with somebody the other day. High school kind of college sweethearts, I didn't even think existed anymore.
No, I know. And so, but we both come from modern Orthodox Jewish families. And so I think a lot of people think that and I got married super young, that we did it for religious reasons, but we're really not that religious. We're very, spiritual. But no, it was just a timing thing. We met when we were 18. And by the time I graduated college, we'd been together for 4 years. And it was all right, should we get married? And yeah.
Is he in the entertainment business?
Yes, he's also a podcast. You should go on his podcast too.
Oh, what's his?
It's called The Good Guys. Do you know Josh Peck from Oppenheimer?
Oh yeah.
It's hosted with Ben and Josh, and they're just 2 Jewish guys. They just end up talking about food all the time. And Ozempic. Oh my God.
Oh, okay. And they're out of New York?
Josh lives here, and Ben and I live in New York, so they bank episodes when they're here. When Josh comes to New York, they bank episodes. Sometimes they do it remotely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
Is it right to do podcasting on Sunday? Moving forward.
I'm going to say it is right. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And you can probably think of it like, would you do a show on a Sunday? Like a comedy show?
Oh, absolutely.
Right, because for the way your business is built, like really the comedy, the stand-up shows is the center of it, and everything else, like the podcast, it all feeds from like the main thing. That's like what you have to protect most. If you could only do one thing, it would be that, right? For me, it's this show. I have recorded from anywhere using the most turned equipment. Like I got to get the episode up daily. If I don't, the girlies are going to riot. They're going to be at my door with pitchforks. I will podcast anywhere, anytime. And of course, it goes without saying, if you want to have me on your show, I would be completely
we would love to have you on.
No pressure,
There's
of
a lot
course.
more we got to get into with you.
Zero pressure. Because I feel like this has been like a very sort of back and forth interview. I feel like you asked me as many questions as I asked you.
And also too, you have a way of speaking that is extremely, you speak extremely fast.
Yes.
And however, it's very understandable. I could comprehend what you're saying.
I so love to hear that. It is sort of my biggest piece of feedback. It's like, girlie, slow down.
No, you don't have to. This is part of the charm.
I love it. And I think actually, since we've been doing the show for so long and so many people have been listening for many years, they have become more accustomed to it. I'm actually helping them. You're welcome.
One last thing before we leave, before you fall asleep. By the way, amazing teeth. I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up. Law of the...
Mike Flag?
Yeah.
I'll send you a link.
A lot of people don't have this, and I love the branding and the branding on the iPad. So this is very well thought out. Those podcasters out there that are looking to become successful, take notes right here.
You're going to make me cry.
The toast.
The toast. I feel like the girlies are going to love this episode. And so this tour kicks off relatively soon. Has it started yet?
July 11th in Norfolk, Virginia.
Not to make everything about me. That's the day after my birthday. Like I know that's irrelevant.
Oh, you're a Cancer?
And that means nothing to you. I am a Cancer.
July 8th.
You're lying.
All right, but you don't strike me as a Cancer. You seem very, very outgoing, very
Are Cancers not outgoing?
The Cancers I know are kind of loners, homebodies.
A homebody, yes.
Loyal.
Yes.
Don't let a lot of people into their little circle.
That as well.
I'm surprised. You seem very, very social.
I am very social, but there's about 6 people who like I would actually like talk to on a real level. And you're one of them.
Oh, okay. Glad I'm in that. Are you all right over there, bro?
He thinks we're hilarious. Like I'm obsessed.
Do you guys work together?
No, this is our first time meeting. He's a fabulous engineer, and honestly, you're welcome to come to every recording I ever do because like the laughing. I mean, what's better than someone laughing? I'm not gonna lie, you laughed at me like not at me. You laughed at something I said like 6 times, and I swear to God, like no one can touch me.
Well, no, I mean I think you're very humorous, and
where can they get the tickets? Because everyone's after this interview,
we'll
they're gonna be like,
up.
No, not me. People who listen to the show.
No,
oh, of course. By the way, I want to come.
The fact that you're not even thinking of coming is upsetting.
I'm coming to Madison Square Garden, by the way.
Okay, SebastianLive.com. Get your tickets there. It's all on sale. And we're hitting a lot of different cities that I have. Youngstown, Ohio, which I haven't been. Raleigh, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina. Charleston. A lot of cities that I haven't been to. And it's an all-arena tour. And it's the first time I've done all-arena.
That's so major, by the way. No, that is. Like, that's so sick. Can I ask you a question? You don't have to answer it.
Yeah.
There's so many, successful comedians. Obviously, you're like one of the, top ones. Do you have anyone who like, not even in a bad way, who you feel very competitive with, that you feel like is similar to you and like you see what they do and it motivates you? Not in a bad way. Someone who's like kind of killing it and you're like, damn. Like lights a fire under your ass.
Well, I'm inspired by what Kevin Hart does, in the sense that his shows have a lot of production behind it, and I try to give the people a show not only with the material but kind of the experience of going to a stand-up comedy show. Although this is not music, music has a lot of theatrics, whether it be fire or video or multimedia. Comedy's quite the opposite. That's more of a distraction. But if people could come to the show and walk away going, wow, that was funny, and also it looked elevated. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm trying to achieve as a comedian. And I think Kevin Hart is at the top of his game when you go see his show. it's really, really dialed
It's
in.
a show.
Yeah, it's a show.
dazzling.
Show business. It's a
So
show business.
SebastianLive.com.
Yes.
And your Mac show, Bookies, when does that premiere?
We don't have a date on it yet. We're in
Oh.
the middle of production, but it will come out sometime this year. And Pete and Sebastian Show, which is our podcast. We do not have flags yet.
I'll send you a link.
Working on it. Thank you. And we'll get an iPad with
Of course,
the Pete
I'll send you a link
Sebastian
as
Show
well.
on it. But yeah, that's what's happening in my life.
One more question for
Yeah,
you.
go ahead.
Oura Ring?
Yeah, right here.
Why do you need both? I don't have either. And I'm actually interested in perhaps acquiring technology of that sort. So why both? Don't they do the same thing?
What this and this?
Yeah.
I think this is a little bit more accurate.
The Oura Ring.
And it's not like that I need it. It's for me, it's a little game I play with
How good of a
myself.
sleep score can I get?
I get up, I go, oh, did I get a 90 or did I get an 80? I drank last night, so my score was 65. So it's
What'd you do last night?
What did we do? I watched the Canelo fight
Okay.
at home.
I don't know what that
It was a prize fight.
Oh.
It was two Mexican guys fighting. It was Cinco de Mayo. There was a lot of
Ooh.
hype behind it.
La tostada. Love. Yeah, we have a running joke on this show. A lot of people think I'm Latin because my name is Claudia. And I actually have like a real love and appreciation for the Latin culture. And I do find it a lot of things very similar to the Jewish culture. So I've sort of started to appropriate. I am Latina.
Well, I mean, you do definitely have a Spanish vibe. I mean, my wife is Jewish, and her family's from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you don't have you just have a very ethnic vibe coming off you.
And I couldn't be less ethnic. I did my 23andMe. I'm 99.9% Eastern European Ashkenaz Jew, which isn't ethnic per se.
Well, you could pass for Italian or Hispanic.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Rich.
Guys, Sebastian Maniscalco, officially certified PJOM, precious gem of a man. We love you. Thank you so much for stopping by on a weekend, seriously. And honestly, SebastianLive.com, period. Thank you so much for listening to the Toast and Millennium Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. When you listen to podcasts, find us, The Toast, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and wickedly talented we are. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you tomorrow for Tuesday's show. Bye.
Wow.